Okay, so y'all, I saw this post that basically says that the Vampire Diaries is actually based on a true story, and it reminded me of the time my boyfriend broke up with me, so I booked a flight to Spain, and I met this girl. So, I arrived in the beautiful city of Malaga, walking around, romanticizing my depression, and I decide to go to a tapa bar, to get drunk of course, and I meet this girl named Sophia. Now, Sophia was really cool. She was like from a village in Eastern Europe or something like that, and one thing leads to another, and we start having really weird conversations. So she's into like astrology, and we're talking about reincarnation and like woo-woo stuff like that, and out of nowhere, she's like, my grandma thinks that vampires are real. And I'm like, tell me everything. And she tells me a story about this man in her hometown who apparently lives in like this really old house. And he's lived there since her grandma was a kid, and he's never aged. Sophia said that apparently this guy looks like he was about 40 years old, but Sophia's grandmother said that he had looked 40 years old since she was Sophia's age. Now at this point, we're getting pretty drunk, and Sophia is like, yeah, I met him. And the weirdest thing happened. She said she shook his hand one time and she felt like all of the energy literally left her body. So she went home and told her grandma, and basically her grandma told her that he is a vampire, stay away from him, and vampires that suck on blood aren't real, but the vampires who feed on your energy are. So I drunkenly stumble back to my Airbnb and I cannot get this story out of my head. So what do? I do what I do best. I start doing research. And my research led me to this guy, Count of Saint Germain. This man is fucking weird. Let's talk about it. So as you can see, this is a real person. He is a European aristocrat. He was a diplomat, a composer, an alchemist, you name it. But here's the kicker. People would meet him like decades apart from each other and he never aged. Some people say that he even lived over a century and he never changed. His energy, his looks, nothing ever changed. So they got me thinking, is the random man in Sophia's village and this guy connected? Do they like know the same secrets? I don't know. I did more research. And I found out what this guy and the guy that Sophia told me about might have tapped into. So I fell into this rabbit hole of real-life psychic vampires. And basically, these vampires feed on what could be called many different things. Energy, prana, chai, sorry. And they draw this energy from crowds, from sex, from emotion. And in a sense, they develop this cheap kind of energy that doesn't require sleep or food, or calories. They just take it from others. Real life energy vampires. And I found out that vampires throughout the centuries are actually more aligned with this version than the ones that like suck your blood. And yeah, that's the story. Imagine being stuck on this earth forever. Ew.